Ladies and gentlemen, I want to submit to you or submit to us that the more hurdles you find or you encounter along your journey, along the journey of growth, from toddler to adulthood to now a mature human being that now wants to gain and wants to benefit from his or her prospects, the more fruitful you are. And at the end of every tunnel or every hurdles, there is light and there is star. You know, the more hurdles, the more mischief and dramas that you encounter along your journey, there is a fruitful life or a fruitful prospects that you are destined to. You mean you are destined to greatness. Have you ever come across of such people within your society or anywhere? Let's look at the opposite side. Reflect back and think of a person within your vicinity or within an environment or community where you live in. Somebody who at one point was just poor, miserable, or was a homeless, but now somebody is a billionaire, somebody ends blossom, and now this guy lives a life of a billionaire. You know, it is not witchcraft. It is not shortcut, but it is just aligning your star. Purely hard work, patience, and pace. Hurdle is one thing, but going past your hurdles, that's where we achieve actualization, or that's where we achieve greatness. You know, by all odds, this guy is destined to greatness. However much he's facing myriads of problems, myriads of drama and mischief, he's still destined to achieve greatness. He's happy, ever making jokes, laughing, and wants positive to each and every person that's coming across him. He doesn't delve much into the past, but he always exudes confidence, happiness, and he is the epitome of success. Are you there? We can tell, okay, a story is once told of this gentleman. He was born in Kenya of a mixed parental, one from Kenya, one from Tanzania. Grew to Kenya up to the age of 5 years. Later, they migrated to their ancestral land in Tanzania, went to school, then separated again with the parent. So after 12 years, he finds his route back to Kenya, hustle and bustle, rummaged and elbowed through his way and is achieving what he's achieving now. You know, I hope you're wondering the reason why I'm talking about this thing. These things I'm talking about because there is a rumor that I want to dispel. And this rumor is quite absurd and a repugnant one that sometimes might cause chaos and mayhem. You know, from laziness to chaos. You know, some people don't have peace because of this gentleman. He's living his life at the moment. He's an epitome of greatness. Allow me to take this opportunity to welcome you to my YouTube chit chat. My name is Zach. Let's discuss more at the end of the break. Welcome back to my YouTube chit chat. Well, 2 days ago, my attention was drawn by certain false story, and some lazy people within Nyabohanze have started a very fatal story that sometimes could lead to war. You mean, the reason why I'm saying that, there were rumors that some people have sat down, orchestrated and planned, and again, this rumor is directly targeting Mayugno. Well, this story is connected to the very first thing I want us to discuss before I delve into that rumor. Let's look on how to become a Kenyan citizen. You know, there are a very number of ways on how one can become a Kenyan citizen. There are three I know from the social studies that I learned there and the governance. There are things that I know and it will never evaporate right from my medulla oblongata. You know, it is very clear. So these people were just talking from point of ignorance. You know, this is why sometimes I usually tell people, if you do not do your research or if you didn't go to school, I know that these two things, there is going to school and school also going through you. You know, you must go to school and school also must go through you to decipher certain kind of information that you want to learn. You know, it is value addition of what you know, current trend, and you be at breast with everything that is forming the society. You know, this is a simple thing. A grade 3 pupil or student will let you know about these things. Will not even utter a single squawk of fear of such kind of a repugnant idea that now you people are getting so vexed with Mayugno and planning to do such kind of silly things. Now, let's look on ways how one can become a Kenyan citizen. Chapter 3 of the Kenyan Constitution provides a person can acquire a Kenyan citizenship by birth, registration, and naturalization. Are you there? Well, let's look at number 1. How can you or how can one become a Kenyan citizen by birth? Simple and clear. One can become a Kenyan citizen by birth if one or both of the parents, or both of the parents, are you there, are Kenyan. Are you there? If one of the parents or both of the parents are what? Are Kenyans. You know, and it doesn't matter the place of birth. You might be born in Europe or you might be born elsewhere. But so long as one of your parents is a Kenyan, automatically you become a Kenyan citizen by birth. You know, there is this famous story when Barack Obama, are you there? It brought a lot of problems, a lot of argument, a lot of myths, fact, and misconception. But this is the truth. The reason why Obama was a Kenyan is because one of the parents was a Kenyan. You know, the father was a Kenyan. Even if the mother could have been a Kenyan and the father was a US, Obama could still have been the Kenyan citizen. That is natural, direct. It doesn't matter the place of birth. Are you there? I will come to this point again. Number 2, or for example, to build on this point again, still by birth. If a young child is found within the territory of Kenya, and this child, their parent is not known, and the child cannot know where he comes from, that again renders this child stateless. Therefore, this child is deemed seen forthrightly to be a Kenyan citizen straight away. Are you there? What I'm saying in a nutshell, you just walk around and you find a lost child. So then this lost child maybe sometimes cannot speak even your language. Then you say, okay, this child cannot, but he doesn't know the mother, he doesn't know the country he comes from, he doesn't know the parent. So the best thing, the child will be declared a Kenyan citizen. Are you there? Their process to do that, this is by birth. Number 2, you can become a Kenyan citizen by registration. By registration simply means it involves very many things. Are you there? 1, under registration, you can become a Kenyan citizen through marriage. Are you there? If you're a foreigner and you married a Kenyan citizen, automatically, are you there? You married a Kenyan citizen, and having been resided in Kenya for 7 years, automatically you'll become a Kenyan citizen. There are very many people, whether you married yourself abroad or wherever or in Kenya, I can state there are very many people from West African. Are you there? They are in our country. Most of Nigeria, others are coming from Central African Republic, Cameroon. Now they are fully Kenyan because they just married ladies from Kenya and they've been staying in Kenya for 7 years. Others have even acquired passport traveling around. I know. There's another one who is from Cameroon. I'm working with him here. He's having a Kenyan passport. The fact being, he just married a Kenyan lady and they migrated to Kenya, stayed in Kenya for 7 years, then legalized his citizenship. Now he's a Kenyan. Do we understand? So these are the simple things that we people, we must understand before starting to spew some kind of senseless things. Are you there? Are you there? So in case of one being stateless, or in case of one being an immigrant, sometimes you be an immigrant, maybe your country sometimes it's war. Like a very typical example, in Kenya now we have South Sudanese. When Sudan was still large, and by the time that there were some kind of ethnic clashes and war, most of South Sudanese migrated to Kenya. They were welcomed, they went through school. Are you there? And by that virtue of it, because most of it become stateless, because there was war and they couldn't come back. So others, after going to school, having stayed in Kenya for a period of 7 years, others legalized. Under registration, there is what still we call dual citizenship. You can belong to two. Are you there? Citizenship. It is allowed within East Africa, or if you are a Commonwealth country, it's allowed. Are you there? Up to now, they belong to two countries. You find this a South Sudanese, is in Kenya, has got a Kenyan passport, is a Kenya, buying property, building whatever he's building, and again, it goes back to where? To South Sudan. They are there up to now. There are even 3 I went to school with, right from class 5 up to high school. Others, we met with them in college. And again, in the case of a child, you are a child or you are a descendant of a stateless person or immigrants. This simply, you are a refugee. For example, you come to Kenya, then as a refugee, then one point of the other, you decided you meet a man or a woman, then one thing led to the other into a relationship, then the child is born. Thinking maybe he was a Kenyan, kumbe, both of you are refugee. So the child will be treated as a Kenyan. You might belong to different country, but so long as it's born, only if you are a refugee, not anybody. If both of you are a refugee. Are you there? If there is a child that was born by the refugee, that both of their parents were refugee, that child is considered what? A Kenyan. Or by any other immigrant. Maybe you are living in Kenya because of work, but you belong to another country. Then you happen to say a child with a refugee. Are you there? Then a child is deemed as a Kenyan. Are you there? So those are the what? The ways. Then we have through naturalization. Naturalization, I've just explained all of them. It's just by nature you're a Kenyan, because nature itself. Nature is the things of war. You migrated to this country, then you become stateless, you cannot go back to your country, therefore you're just being adopted. Then having observed, you can apply to be a Kenyan what? A Kenyan citizen. So how does this topic concerns Mayugno? It concerns Mayugno this way, because very many people decided to go Basek, labeling Mayugno not to be a Kenyan. So Mayugno has got a mother and a father. So the mother is a Kenyan, coming from Migori country. The father is a Tanzanian. So before they migrated to Tanzania, Mayugno was born in Migori County. So in Migori County, that alone makes him to become a Kenyan citizen by birth. Are you there? One of the parents, who is a mother, is a Kenyan and a Luo by tribe, married to a Tanzania. That alone makes Mayugno a Kenyan citizen. He was born in Kenya. One of the parents is what? One of the parents is a Kenyan. Are you there? They stayed in Kenya. The parents stayed in Kenya for 20 years. But by the time when Mayugno was born in 92, something like that, they stayed in Kenya maybe for a period of 5 years. So when the parent migrated from Kenya to Tanzania, Mayugno was 5 years old. So he went there, studied there, until such a point he disagreed with the parent, disembarked to Kenya to start doing other kind of business and other kinds of odd jobs, and now is who he is. Are you there? So at point of birth, Mayugno is a Kenyan. At a point of parent, one of the parents is a Kenyan. That alone makes Mayugno to be number one citizen of Kenya. It's number one, not even the second tier. It's the tier one. Are you there? Because the parent has qualified him. The place of birth, the location, has qualified him. So he's a Kenyan citizen by birth. For further clarification, Mayugno has undergone all the immigration process. He is even acquired the Kenyan ID. At the point, the birth certificate is from Kenya. Are you there? Simple. And again, that again also can warrant him the dual citizenship, being that the father is a Tanzanian. Are you there? People normally goes with the father. Are you there? That one gives him automatic. You have got no paper to sign. That is automatic. Are you there? But by the fact that his documentation is a Kenyan, birth certificate is Kenyan, national ID is Kenyan, he acquired it, and that's what he's been traveling with when he booked flight tickets from Nairobi to Mombasa and back and forth. So whoever is spreading this kind of lies need to think. Are you there? To clarify, it's like the dad is a Suba. It's a Suba courier, who lived into Kenya for almost 20 years. He was working over there. He lived over there. That's where Mayugno was born. If you want to know, when you go to Suba Korea used to be where the Mabera. So the Mabera, it is now the boundary between the Kuria and the Luo community. So when you come to Mabera, most of the Luo community, indigenous and the Suba, are too much over there. The Kuria also are there. It's a mix. Are you there? And that's what explains why Mayugno has been speaking French Luo, because the mother is Suba Luo, the Luo. In their entire home, the children, Mayugno and Dorina, speaks Luo. Okay, the dad is Suba. The dad is Suba Korea. Are you there? I haven't heard dad speaking Luo. That's a fact. I haven't heard Mayugno speaking Korea. I haven't heard Doreen speaking Korea. I've heard Doreen speaking French Luo. I've heard Mayugno speaking French Luo. I've heard Mayugno's mother speaking French Luo. Are you there? That's what explains. Tanzanians are Luos. They are also Korea over there. Are you there? I know the dad speak both. Speak Korea. I've heard the dad speak Korea language and speak Zulu language sometimes. They know. So whoever is coming with this kind of bullshit and calling Fino xenophobic, you are calling xenophobic attack to Mayugno, so that someone is planning to dislodge Mayugno of his property. Are you there? If you are there and this is your plan, you are embarked on a mission on fertility. You'll be met with shock. I've just explained here. Just leave Mayugno alone. Just leave Mayugno alone. In fact, by that time, all of the children, for the first mother, Mayugno's mom is the first wife. The dad has got 2 wives. Are you there? So Mayugno is the firstborn. Him and Dorina, only 2 years or 1 year. They left each other. So which means all of them were born in Kenya. So they migrated to Tanzania when the dad has completely finished bearing children. All of them were born in Kenya by the time they were migrating. So what I'm telling you is a fact. And if you are doubting, you can check on your Google on how to become a Kenyan citizen. There are only 3: by birth, by registration, by naturalization. Only that. Are you there? So whoever wants to spew all kind of negative reactions or all kind of negative things about Mayugno, it's like you're beating the drums of xenophobic, and it's seriously bad. If this is the point that we've digressed ourselves with our reaction, the point we have digressed ourselves with the things of like, because YouTube has just come now, we want to channel and go tirade on people's, at the behest of people's project, then it's bad. Simply go work hard, get your land, buy your things and develop. Mayugno has got talent, is giving us entertainment, is because of his creativity, he doesn't waste such kind of money. He's putting those kind of money that he's getting from YouTube, whether from donation, on into a serious work. The work itself could be seen. So if these are the things that are making so people very engrossed, now that you are planning such certain kind of things, therefore it will backfire. I've just explained to you, you just go and try, then you'll be like, you are not winning this one you're not winning. So if you are the people behind such illicit information, you should just desist forthwith. Just desist from it forthwith. The devil is a liar and must be defeated big time in the name of Jesus Christ, I pray. You can never channel everything to Mayugno. Mayugno is just one person. A guy who is working hard, a guy who is so friendly, a guy who is ever smiling, never had anybody information for anyone, but speaks good for everybody. So why do you guys want to destroy Mayugno? We'll stand with Mayugno. I'm a Kenyan. Right there. I'm a Kenyan and I know. I know all the things. So do not stop Mayugno in whichever way you want to do. Nyabohanze is a peaceful ground. Nyabohanze, all community lives there, because I know the Korea lives there, and then Luo's people also live there, the Kizis live there, the Luyas live there. Why you people, the Kikuyus also live there? I've got several friends. I used to work with them in the NGO before. Why? You've started preaching the war of ethnicity, preaching the war of xenophobic attack. It would be so unfortunate if somebody touched Mayugno. Because if you dare do that, therefore, this one will be a police case. And we'll open a case for you. Just stop spreading lies. This one, you've gone beyond reasoning. This one, you've hit below the belt. Right there. If you have any issue with Mayugno, don't preach that. You simply go to the authority. If you think you'll win that kind of, just go to the authority and tell these people how. How did Mayugno even bought land? Because when you're buying land, they need all this, your national ID card. Mayugno had represented who? The chief knows by the time when he was buying land, such documents needed. When the county was approving his plan of the house and giving him okay to start the building, which documents were used? The PIN number, everything is Kenyan. ID is Kenyan. If you have a personal vendetta with Mayugno's progress, therefore, I can just say you are just silly. This is a silly argument that you should not even bring forth to the public. It shows how dumb one is. So all these hurdles that I was saying, it is in correspondence with Mayugno's achievement. Right there. One person, Mayugno, cannot be receiving all this kind of hubris, receiving all this kind of drama, and people wants to pull him down. These are hurdles that is making Mayugno great. And stay on course and watch. Mayugno will be a great person, and he is destined to achieve great. Right there. He's going to achieve. However much you plan, just plan whenever you want to plan. But it won't succeed. Otherwise, if you find this video so informative, kindly like, share, click the button subscribe, and always watch up to the end. May God bless you. Cheers.